it's just a different kind of feeling in New York City that these past few weeks. It's just, I don't know. It's just an air of like
I know.
I don't know if it's the heat. I don't know if it's the weather or if it's just the smell of championships.
Yes, I think that's the smell. That's the smell. It's that stench.
If there was a man who had such pride, such hope, and just pure determination for a team to win, it was this man. Our guy, Uncle Dave.
Yes,
is just he's glowing. He's still glowing. It just happened. So many years in the making. Let everybody know how what went through your whole sense of being once it was done.
Words can't describe, Santy, but if I have to pick one word, it's just sheer adulation, sheer relief to finally, after all these long years, to see my team finally do it. And the way they did it, it's just unbelievable. It's one of the biggest moments of my sports life, and I will never forget it. I will always treasure it.
Yeah, it's something to say when you're looking at just so many years that Knicks fans were just this will be our year. This will be our year. And you get the highs and the lows, and definitely the lows when but the past couple of years, they were just bits and pieces being put in place to get the job done. People talked about the big move, controversial move at the time for getting Brunson. What was your take when that occurred, when it first happened?
Well, at the first, I thought it was positive. I didn't know what level that he would play for us as a Knick, but I thought it was a good positive move, a good building block in what we were trying to accomplish and what we were trying to build. So, but I had no idea, Santy, that he would elevate his game to this level and lead us to a championship. He's our captain. He's our guy.
That left hand is ridiculous. I'm telling you,
ridiculous.
It's ridiculous.
And don't forget about that footwork, Santy.
Hey, listen, it's you see like the old videos of him as a kid, and working on his game, getting the move and such, and then now transitioning into this. Now he's got the key to the city. Like it's whatever you want. And then you get your other pieces that came into play. Josh Hart came in. You get the Villanova Knicks, as they were calling him for a time.
Yes.
Jose Alvarado steps in and plays big. I got my Alvarado jersey. I went and got mine. So that's a Brooklyn kid that just came in and really, really lit a fuse into a lot of the guys there.
Yes, he did.
It was
and Landry Shamet.
Shamet as well. Yeah,
he really emerged because he almost didn't make the team, and look how he's elevated his game to championship level.
And they re-signed him, and now that's just the
4 years,
the kind of glue that you need to keep this team in place. Because now we'll talk about a little bit later on about the what's been going on in free agency. But as for what happened with these Knicks and such, it's something to just say that on paper, people would have probably looked at us and said, "Hey, Eastern Conference champs, possibly, maybe get down to there." But we've never seen a run like this in an NBA team's history.
Never.
We're talking about the '90s Bulls, the '80s Showtime Lakers, Boston. When you get the super teams that were happening, such all those in place, never seen a Knick, run like this ever.
Never. And they have to go down as one of the greatest teams of championship series time. They have to, Sandy. It was just unbelievable. The percentage, the defense, the adjustments being made in timely fashion. Everything clicked for us. Everything clicked. And you have to give Coach his due. Mike Brown really did an excellent job, and he did the reason why they brought him in was to get us over this hump. And he did it in the first year, Sandy. In the first year.
When you think about it, you get to finally to see the team that was already there in a previous year. You just add a little adjustments here, the player there and such, but also go to the bench, as we've been saying for the longest.
Yes.
Go to the bench. And that was the key to keep this team
really was
being able to come back. 29 down, 25 down, when all was lost, and you're looking at the clock and you're looking at putbacks, and it was because you were able to get to that bench and play players, and they stepped up. And that's what you want to see from your team, is to see players step up.
And Leon Rose put this bench together, and Coach Brown utilized that bench. He trusted that bench, and that goes a long way. That instills trust and instills confidence, and they showed it on the court, and they showed it in clutch time. So incredible.
As a former youth coach, coaching players from 10 to 16, 17 years old, this is like the blueprint that I would want players to see, to say, do you see, this is what is called heart. This is what is called not giving up. Exactly. Looking at how to chip away at scores and moving certain pieces in place so that we could shut down players. This is the Knicks came in and with such, not only just the role that they had when they were on a consecutive game winning streak during the playoffs, but when it got to where it wasn't looking good, that they were able to get that next rung in and start applying the pressure. Key factors to that playoff, the finals playoff series for you.
Key factors was the inexperience of the Spurs. That helped us. Just our tenacity, our game plan, our coaching when we really needed it most. And then our captain took us the rest of the way. Our starting five, just all playing together as one fine unit. And then our bench coming in. Our bench outplayed their bench and really came in when we really needed it. Mm-hmm. But thank you for the inexperience the Spurs had. Thank you for the overconfidence the Spurs had. I don't understand that, but thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, there's some players over there, and I'm not even talking about Wemby, that really showed that, listen, this team is not going to go away next year. This is not going to be a one and done kind of team.
Dylan Harper is dangerous. Dylan Harper is himself, dangerous.
His shooting percentage, his on the floor percent, it was in the stratosphere. Yes. It's going to be very problematic down the line to find a defensive player to hold him down, because he finds a way to. And I'm happy to see that the game is looking as though they're transitioning back again to that kind of running gun slash, get to the basket, like gritty in the paint kind of game. Like that is where it needs to be. But it's like I said, Spurs are not going to be a team that's going to be easy to look past. They're going to be very dangerous. But with the Knicks now, Mr. Uncle Dave, sir, someone made their way to the parade, did they?
Absolutely. My daughter and I were there, right there on the curb. It was incredible. Incredible.
The energy that the New York had out there, man. That's just it's one thing to say that you see it for your lifetime, but another thing is just to see how everybody was able to embrace it and just just feel it. It was, like I said, there's people who didn't live long enough to see it, and it was beautiful to see that people were taking jerseys and draping it on headstones and stuff like that. It was beautiful, man, because this is something the city needed. What was the feeling, the sense out there in the parade when you was out there?
It was nothing but love. Nothing but love. Santy, I ran into fans who've been a Knicks fan like me. I've been a Knicks fan since 74. So I just missed the 73 championship team. And we reminisced, we talked, we went over the Bernard King years, we went over the 90s, the early 2000s. just always something seemed to go wrong. So we all felt together, love, appreciation. You could pick any adjective, but it was an unbelievable moment that my daughter and I know, and all Knicks fans who did attend will never, ever forget.
Yeah, it's one of those. It's just being able to just see it. And I know a lot of people were like, oh, they had the easiest road to get it. Yeah. I beg to differ. I mean, no. It's not our fault that, teams that are supposed to dominate fell by the wayside. Boston didn't have the team that they were supposed to have. They lost their key player in their final game of the season, of the playoffs. They lost their top player. The 76ers, they were, they became the 76ers that we usually see in the playoffs. Cleveland, you had I'm sad to say, but Harden is just not the player that everybody wants him to be. He's a great player, but he's just not, championship. He doesn't care. Like, you could tell it. He doesn't care. So, but that's not the Knicks' fault. They played the way that they're supposed to play.
Santy, there's an old saying, you dance with who brung you. So we play who we play.
Yeah.
We play who we play. And finally, for the first time, the one thing I did notice for us, we did not have the major injury this time.
Yeah.
Other teams did. But as as a Knicks fan, we've always had that major injury where we always have to say, what if this person wasn't hurt? We did not, for the first time, have that. So it was our turn, Santy. It was just our turn. And we took full advantage of it.
Yeah, it got a little scary too from time to time, especially the way that the Spurs were playing. They were they were trying their best.
Yes, they did.
Doing what they could, but they couldn't stop what was going on and what happened there.
Right.
Now we're looking at now the market is up and running. Free agency is out into play.
Yes.
It's pretty interesting, the moves and shakes that we saw here. One of the big ones was that Boston trade. Like, what is going on over there?
I am totally shocked. Jaylen Brown trading him, not only trading him, but trading him to a formidable rival, the Philadelphia 76ers. Oh, It's on now. It's on now. Now we're going to see what really has been brewing for the last 2 or 3 years. It's going to come off. It's going to come out, and really should be a lot of fun.
Man, I never understand teams that do that. They actually take, they trade players and keep them in the same conference. I would move them away, get them out, to send them deep. But you keeping them as
same division
in your face. You're gonna see them you're gonna see them 4 times a year. Like, it's crazy.
So now, Santy, it's early, but I think the Sixers are now the formidable foe for us. If Embiid could stay healthy, those 2 guards in the backcourt, and now Jaylen Brown, watch out.
Yeah. Miami made a big move as well. Picking up Giannis. But people are still talking about where they're going to get their shooters at. What's the next move for them there? What's your thoughts there?
Well, Pat Riley, he always has something up his sleeve, but they do have to find shooters, to circle around, their front court. But Giannis should really elevate them. But they still have to find shooters. They have to find a bench. Not really looking at them right now until their roster is fully in place.
What you think about the Kawhi Leonard move to Toronto?
Well, he's gone back to where he was comfortable, where he did win a championship. Toronto's already a playoff team, so I think that'll help them immensely. I think he was just sick and tired of what was going on with the Clippers, not really getting much help in the past 2 or 3 years. Because when he first came, to the Clippers, that was his, hometown. I think the number one goal was to try to get back at the Lakers, but they didn't really add anybody. So I think his frustration caused him to want to go back to Toronto. They should be a good team as well.
We spoke about the Knicks. Knicks, unfortunately, they lose. We get Mitchell Robinson is gone.
Yes.
But they pick up Andre Drummond on the back end.
Right.
Do you think it'd be a solid coming off the bench?
I hope so. Huaparty would have been, in my opinion, a good solid backup. But remember, they lost him to the Sixers. So I think Drummond, I think he'll help. We still need another power forward off the bench. Maybe they'll keep Zohan. But I think Diawara is going to step in, really be formidable off the bench. We hit him. We kept him off the radar. Watch out for him.
Big talk about what's happening with LeBron. Does he move? Do you think that him moving on helps the Lakers free up some space? And if he does move, where do you think he's going?
Well, I hope for him he would go back to Cleveland. I think that would be the greatest story. Just announce this will be your last year. I come home. Cavs are a playoff team, so I think it would give him a chance to try to get a championship and to just come home. Don't go ring chasing to the Warriors or the Knicks, or any other team. Just go back home. Finish strong. Go get your tour, get your farewell tour, and do it the right way.
Yeah, I think that everyone now knows that the Lakers is going to be Luka's team. Let's start building that team back up from the ground up, getting key players there so they can start moving away, moving out of the first round playoffs and just and be the Lakers of old. Any other moves that were kind of that were shocking to you or that should happen in the next couple of weeks or so?
Well, Tobias Harris, he signed with the Spurs. So Spurs, that helped make them more formidable. That was a good move. Well, the Spurs. They was made very, very first-class organization. They know what they're doing. The Lakers, they re-signed Reeves. They gave him an extension. So he's going to go with Luka. And then they brought in the center from Utah. They signed him, Kessler. He's very good. A couple of years ago, I had wanted him for the Knicks. That was before we acquired Cat. But that gives them a good 3-player nucleus. I think the Lakers are going in the right direction.
Yeah, I think they're focusing on Kuminga as well, trying to get him out. I see when it comes to the West, there's a lot of formidable teams that's going to be able to go head to head with the Spurs. It's just placing, just being able to put certain key players in certain teams and positions to where they're able to elevate out of the first round of the playoffs and such. But this is the first time in a long time that I'm actually looking at the East as now becoming the dominant conference. For years, it was the West was looking very challenging, but this is now the floor is the dance floor is now changing.
Look at all the teams. Look at the players they've acquired. They've all come to the Eastern Conference. So now, yes, I agree. The Eastern Conference is the stronger conference now, especially with my Knicks leading the way.
Right. Minnesota picks up one of the balls. They made a move there. Does that make them a little bit more focused on maybe possibly looking playoff ready even more now that they picked them up and helping out Anthony Edwards over there?
I think it's a good move, but at the same time, they've lost their nucleus. Those gritty players that used to work with Ant-Man, that helped them upset Denver, that helped them challenge the Spurs, that helped them challenge OKC. We have to see the rest of their roster, but that backcourt is going to be something. They're going to definitely be fun to watch.
OKC is another team that's not going to be one to mess with as well. They pretty much looked as though that they're keeping their core team together. Is not going to be a cakewalk when you're entering their arena as well. What's a look for the Thunder when from here in the future?
Well, saying to the Thunder, they were injured. They had 2 star players injured on their team, but they have a load of picks. They have a great organization. They know what they're doing. And mainly, they have Shea Butter. Shea Butter, he knows what he's doing. He's the man. So they'll be back. OKC will definitely be packed. And I know the Spurs know that.
Yeah, there's a lot of players that's going to be coming out. That, honestly, it's going to be something to where I think the NBA they're gonna see a revenue bump up after the Knicks win.
Yes.
They're gonna see a lot of ratings go up a little bit, not a lot, but a little bit more, especially now the focus being on getting more primetime games out there. And now once again, the search is who is going to be the face of the NBA, and that's they pretty much had put some stars out there to for the possibility of taking that podium. Who do you see that's going to be standard breakout, going to be possibly going to be looked at more and more in the next upcoming season?
Well, Wemby, definitely. I believe if he plays his cards right, if he adjusts his attitude just a little bit, he definitely MVP candidate. Ant-Man, definitely MVP candidate. I think Jason Tatum's going to rebound and elevate his game. My point guard, Jalen Brunson, he's definitely going to be first team All-NBA if he stays healthy. He should have been last year, in my opinion. But this year, sky's the limit now. There's no denying him anything now.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see how that plays out, and especially with this draft class that just came in. It's very, very freshman heavy. It was very
good. Very good.
Very interesting to see this.
Yes.
You haven't seen something like that in a long time.
No.
Two of my Michigan guys went early in the first round as well.
Oh, okay.
Any guys that is coming in from that freshman class, that NBA draft, that piques your interest?
Well, the number 1 pick, I think it's definitely going to help the Wizards. Can't remember his name right now, but he's definitely, and it seems like he wants to be there. So that's important as well. The Knicks drafted someone in the 2nd round, I think could be a sleeper, just like Diawara was last year. But every team drafted well. Every team is going to have help in this upcoming season. NBA is on the rise. It's on the rise. And whenever the Knicks are doing well, that helps the league as well.
Yeah, the Wizards are going to come in young. They're going to come in fresh. They just signed Trae Young for a 4-year deal, so he's locked in there.
Right.
So there's I just think that the Wizards they're going to need a leader. They need someone that's going to be on that floor to mature them, get them to a better place and look a little bit more streamlined. But they're going to be one to be watched as well, somewhat down the line. When you're looking at Carlos Boozer's son, I'm pretty interested to see how he's gonna come off as well. Clarence Cameron is gonna be with the Grizzlies with Memphis.
Yes,
that should be interesting as well. Grizzlies tend to draft well, but just can't get out of their own way.
No, they just can't get over the hump. They traded Ja Morant to Portland. I think that would be a good move for him because Dame Dollar is gonna, be his leader, help him to play the game the right way, to have the right attitude. So I think that was an excellent move for him.
Yeah, that was crazy. They put him around. They pretty much put him on an island. There's nothing going on over there. And in Portland, it's basically, I was
Santy. I think that's what he needs. Yeah. And Dame is over there. Dame Time is over there, and I think he's really going to help him. I think he's going to rescue his career. At least I hope so.
I was speaking to one of your officers. Shout out to Bassy, our boy.
Bass,
He he
brother.
he talks about how important teams and their locations are for players. Especially when you get people who are accustomed to a certain lifestyle, and if you put them in a certain place, like you put Morant in Portland, he's far away from what he would be easily drawn to. And
Exactly.
like you said, this might be something of a maturing process for him.
I believe so. And it's at the right time where he's still young and he can still turn his career around in the right way, in a
Right.
positive way. So I'm so happy for him. This is a good opportunity for him, I feel.
I like Chicago's pick at 4 with Caleb Wilson.
Yes.
Chicago's is still a team that is still trying to find its
way.
old day, the old glory days and such. But we've seen them in the past couple of years. They were able to beat teams that people didn't think that they would beat, and still be competitive. So I like that pick with Wilson there. And you've seen teams who lost big plays like Milwaukee, who are going fresh, picking up guards. They want to be fast as such. That was their idea from here on out. What's another team that you think is looking to make moves for the upcoming season that's benefiting?
Well, Charlotte, they're in the same boat. Stockpiling draft picks, trying to get faster, because that seems to be the game. Slashing, quick, fast, not prodding so much.
Right.
But my young team in the East is still Orlando. I like Orlando.
Yeah.
They didn't really lose anybody. I think they're right there. And like you said, they need leadership. They need someone that's not going to front, that's going to help take them to the next level.
Yeah, they pretty much was riding on the back of one player last year. Yes. And I think that with maturity and proper coaching, because the other thing that goes down the line is, when you're getting into deep waters with certain teams, and that you could be playing at a higher level, you need to find a way to motivate and implement plays to get them into a flow. And I think that's what was lost with Orlando last year, especially down the line in a deep stretch. That they could be a dangerous team as well down in the future.
Yes, they're definitely on the rise.
Yeah, but I gotta say it was a start. The NBA started off slow this past season.
Sure did,
and it just started churning after the All-Star break.
After the All-Star break, it took off, Santy.
Yeah, the Knicks found themselves in the right positioning when they ended the season. Yes. It was basically many have said it. Even Richard Jefferson has said it early on. He said this was a team to beat. They were ready to, they were on their backs. I thought after the finals, Shaq made the perfect statement about Wemby. He's got to put on weight.
He has to put on weight, and he has to be down low more in Wemby. Mm-hmm. Not on defense, on offense.
Yeah,
get down low.
Yeah, on defense, he was just it's incredible. It's like trying to score around a mountain. He's everywhere, and his reach is just ridiculous.
And he's so agile, Sandy. So agile, so quick. So the sky's the limit. Defensively, no problem. It's that offensive end. He has to develop a move. Yeah, we know he could shoot. We know he could dribble. But he needs to play center. He needs to be down low.
I'll tell you one thing. When you see him coming baseline, it's going to be a party. Something's going to go.
Yeah, something's going to give. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So that's where it's probably his game is going to have to flourish. Shaq said, he's probably going to have to add another 20, 25 pounds to him.
Yes.
I think that'll work for him as well, especially when it comes to being able to bang down low and able to, because after a while, the Knicks were able to get offensive boards and putbacks.
Yeah, they were wearing them down, Santy. Yeah. Absolutely.
So this is what he's gonna need to do.
He has to work on his stamina also.
Yeah,
because by the end of the third quarter, you can see he was fatigued. So he definitely has to work on that. I don't recall that happening with the bigs from yesterday.
Listen, when you're playing 42, 44 minutes, it's gonna be a long day.
Right.
It's gonna be a long day. So he's gonna have to work on that as well. So but other than that, we're gonna wrap it up here, guys. Here, Uncle Dave, thanks for checking in, my guy.
Yes, my brother.
Keep riding the high, sir. Keep letting.
All right, y'all. Look out for Uncle Dave. All right, yahoo.com. Samson David 64 yahoo.com. Uncle Dave will be there.
Man.
Right.
We're gonna bring you back because after the All-Star break, we want to discuss what's the next steps in the MLB, what's the movers and the shakers are going to be happening as well. We're going to be talking to MLB. And guys, as always, make sure you check out New York Wrestle Media, is where not only do you find out for wrestling, but we also talk sports, video games, and tons of more things. Make sure you check out all the shows, not only here on the YouTubes, but also on all podcasting outlets. So guys, don't go anywhere. Stick around.
All right, y'all. Love, peace, and joy. All right, y'all.
Check you guys in a sec. Sit, turn type, sit. Good boy. Ruff.